guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be testing out the newest Pixi Pretties collaborations with Chloe Morello, Dulce Candy, and Whaley, and we're just gonna chill. This video is gonna be very laid back. I'm just gonna be trying out some new makeup. From Chloe Morello, we have got the palette Chloette, which is a cheek and eye palette, and then one of the Pixi lip icing glosses. Whaley's collaboration with Pixi includes a little eyeshadow palette and then a double-ended liner. There is a felt tip on one end and then a kohl liner on the other, and these two items do come together in the Dimensional Eye Creator Kit. And then finally from Dulce for this collection, we have got the Cafe con Dulce multi-purpose palette. It's mostly just like cheek and highlight shades though, but you could also use this as eyeshadow. And then we've also got the Dulce's Lip Candy lip palette. So I'm going to test out a combination of all of these items in today's video. As always, all of the products will be linked in the description box down below, but let's just get started. So I'm going to start off with eyes, and like I said, this is going to be like super casual and laid back, so I'm going to keep my eye makeup really simple. There's like a kind of bronzy shade in Chloe's palette that I really want to use on my lid. So I think I'm actually going to start off with Whaley's little Let's Talk Eyes palette and use some of the matte shades in here. One thing I really like about the palette Chloette is that it has this little wheel with 3 matte neutral shades. On the box for this palette, it does say that this is meant to be used to define your brows or to use as liner, but you can also use it to contour, like you could use that shade in there as a contour. So typically, if I was reaching for this, I'd probably just use those shades, but because I'm trying to use as many as possible, I'm going to start off with this matte brown shade in my crease. And I did already prime my lids with my NARS eyeshadow base, and then I set that with a little bit of powder. I don't know if you guys can tell from my voice, but I am just like slightly under the weather. I don't really know what's going on. I don't really have like a cold, but like my throat's just very phlegmy and like I've had a sore throat. And I'm just a little bit tired, but other than that, I've been like feeling fine. Like my nose isn't stuffed up or anything, but I feel like I definitely sound a little bit funny and I'm a little bit low energy today. But I'm going to the cabin tomorrow, so I need to pre-film some videos for while I'm gone. And I'm so excited because it's supposed to be so nice and warm there. There's no snow. That shadow is definitely quite pigmented, especially for like a matte. I'm just gonna take that same shade on my lower lash line as well. I want to start doing more videos just like reviewing products and like trying out new makeup, because I feel like my channel has been lacking that recently. But here's the deal, when I do videos trying out makeup or just like applying my makeup, I have to have my camera facing this way. That just works best with my setup in this room, and I can't film like in front of my vanity with my cute background. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do behind me here to kind of jazz up this space and make it a little bit cuter in videos where I am doing my makeup. I've got these big ugly white closet doors here and then just like this little sliver of wall. So if you guys have any suggestions what to do, let me know. I was thinking of getting like fairy lights or something and like running them along the edge of that closet just to make it a little bit cuter, because it's just so boring looking. And like I could hang a print or something there, but there's like a fire alarm thing like higher up on the wall, and it kind of makes like the space that I would have to hang an art print kind of awkward. So I think I might come back to this palette for like an inner corner highlight. The other two matte shadows in this palette are just very orange, which is something I typically love, but I'm not really going for that kind of look today. So going back to Chloe's palette, I'm going to go in with this bronze shade here called Swoon, and I'm just going to pack this onto my lid. There's something about my skin tone that makes all bronze shadows typically pull very amber on me. Like I don't get that nice cool bronze that I want. I feel like this is looking really good though. That's more of like a true bronze. I actually like this a lot, and the pigmentation seems really great on all of these shadows so far. I'm just going to blend that out. I think this is actually my first time ever using Pixi shadows, and I'm really impressed so far. I feel like I own a decent amount of Pixi products, but at the same time I feel like I haven't really tried that much from them. Before I clean up the edges of my shadow, I just want to swatch a couple of the other shades in this palette. I really like the looks of this duo here. It's kind of like peachy rose gold. Just want to see what the pigmentation is like. See, those are like so pigmented. Like those are such good shadows for like drugstore. I'm actually gonna take Fairy Tale, which is the lighter shade in that duo, and just pack a little bit of this into like the center of my lid, just to brighten up my eye and add a little bit more dimension. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly go clean up the edges of my shadow off camera. Alright, so then I am going to go back in with the Whaley palette. I know I'm jumping all over the place in this video, but I don't just want to use one shadow from this palette. I want to try it out a little bit more. So I'm going to take this shade here called Itty Bitty. It's like kind of a pinky peach, and I'm going to wet my brush and I'm going to pop this right on the inner corner of my eye. I'm just kind of slightly bring that onto the very inner part of my eyelid. By the way, as I'm sure you guys have already noticed, I got this super cute new headband to wear when I'm doing my makeup, but it's seriously like the most uncomfortable thing ever. Like it's like a really hard metal band. That's like the worst, but it's seriously so cute. gonna suffer through it and wear it anyways. I'm also just gonna pop the tiniest little bit of this under the arch of my brow. I really like this shade. I feel like it's really flattering on my skin tone. So now we've got the black liner duo. I'm really debating what to do because I don't want to do a winged liner. I'm just wondering if I should just do the kohl side and kind of like smudge that out and maybe tight line with it, because this is like a thick felt tip liner and it does actually seem like quite flexible, but I tend to prefer brush tips. Should I do liner? Liquid liner? What do you guys think? I'm saying that as if you guys can like answer me right now. I think I'll do liquid liner, but I'm not really going to do a wing. At least that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I feel like everyone hates doing liner on camera and I don't blame them. I'm no exception. There's like something about it where there's just so much pressure. That is like so insanely black. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh no, I ended up trying to do just like the tiniest little baby wing and it's like bleeding. I zoomed you guys in really close. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just kind of like feathering out from the line and it's like not sharp at all because of that. Oh no, I think I need to try and remove that and just stick with it on my lid. On my lid it did fine. That's a bummer. It did do that on like the little fine lines on my hand when I swatched it, but I feel like a lot of liquid liner pens do that when they're swatched, but I've never actually experienced that on my eye. So that's disappointing, but like it's so nice and pigmented and so rich and black on my lash line. I'm gonna do my best to remove that little wing really quick and kind of fix the shadow in that area, and then I'm just gonna quickly do a simple line on the other eye as well. I'll be right back. Okay, so I fixed the liner and that was actually shockingly easy to clean up. Because it was so pigmented, I thought it was just going to be a mess. All I did was take a Q-tip with a little bit of micellar water on it and I just basically twisted it into the liner and it kind of just like all peeled off, which is really interesting. Like I said though, my main issue with felt tip liners is typically the fact that they just aren't flexible enough, and I think honestly aside from that feathering issue, this is probably one of the best felt tip liners I have tried. My only issue is that it didn't dry completely matte, so what I'm actually going to do is go back into the Chloe Morello palette and take this black shade on an angled brush, and I'm just going to set the liner with that, just because I don't like when my liner has a little bit of a sheen to it. It just really bugs me. Alright, so then I'm just going to quickly tight line with the kohl side of the liner just so I can see what it's like. It is gliding on really nicely though. Definitely added some nice depth to the lash line. So we are all done the eyes and I really like how this eye look turned out. Just like a perfect everyday simple neutral eye. Before we move into the Dulce palettes, I am going to go in with a little bit of my Becca bronzer. I have been bronzing very minimally recently. This is literally all I've been doing. I've just been taking an angled brush and just like lightly sculpting my cheeks. I do still go in and contour after, and this just gives the contour shade something to blend into. I've done literally no bronzer a few times recently and it's just not the same. I feel like I need a little bit of that bronzer just to blend out my contour. Then we're gonna take Anastasia Fawn. I'm just gonna take my powder brush and blend out all the edges. Okay, so I lied. I think I am going to go back into this palette for a blush shade. The Cafe Con Dulce palette does have some very pink shades in there, but all of the colors in this palette are like very frosted, very metallic, so I don't think I want to use one of these shades as a blush. I'm gonna take Promise, which is the more peachy shade. I did try a Pixi blush palette in a video forever ago, and it wasn't the best. It was kind of chalky and dry. And these seem to have a lot more pigment. I did swatch a couple of them and they're like very soft, very pigmented. Almost getting a little bit too much pigment there. I need to go a little bit lighter handed. The three blushes in this palette have like a really nice satin finish. Just adding a nice healthy glow to the cheeks without drawing any attention to my texture. I'm gonna blend out this side really well because I did just go a bit heavy-handed. Do you guys see how much I'm creasing in here lately? I need to start setting that area immediately because that's not a good look. Alright, so moving into this palette, I want to swatch some of these shades for you guys because they are seriously so intense. They have such a unique texture too. Like, they kind of remind me of the Makeup Forever Artist shadows, the metallic finishes. They have almost that kind of gel powder consistency and they're just like so intense. Like, watch this, you guys. Oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. These would make beautiful shadows as well, like especially the more bronzy shades like this one here. Basically, like this entire bottom row, those aren't really suitable highlights for my complexion, but they would make stunning eyeshadows. So many choices, you guys. I think I'm just gonna go with this shade here, which is called Brillante. Let's see if these apply as intense as they swatch. So it's definitely adding a glow, but it's not quite as intense as the swatches, which is a good thing. They definitely seem buildable though, which is good. I do feel like they are drawing a bit of attention to texture though, which is something I kind of expected, but they're not the worst highlights I've tried. As far as texture goes, they do definitely have like a frosted finish though. I don't think these are going to be everyday highlights for me, but they are really pretty, and you could definitely like wet your brush too if you want like a super blinding glow. Finally, we have just got lips, so I'm going to try out the Dulce's Lip Candy palette and then the lip icing as well. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like a little bit skeptical of lip palettes because they always tend to be just like a little bit sheer. I couldn't find any of my lip brushes, so the next best thing I have is this little synthetic concealer brush. I'm gonna try this shade here, which is called Alma. It definitely seems very creamy. The brush is picking up the product with no problem. Ooh, I think the shade is too light. That's another thing with lip palettes. I find they are like deceptively darker in the pan. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit too pale, so I'm gonna try this center shade called Passion. That shade's better, but I feel like it's still almost like a little bit light for me. Definitely taking a little bit of building, but I feel like I am getting pretty good color payoff for a lip palette. Not loving the color. I feel like it's sitting a little bit funny on my lips, like it's kind of drawing attention to lines, and you can just see my natural lip color through it because it's not quite opaque enough. I'm gonna take one of the darker shades. This is getting a little bit more pink than I want though. So they're definitely more pigmented than I was expecting, and they feel very nice and creamy and light on the lips, but I think I'm just not a big lip palette person overall. Now finally, I'm going to top that off with a little bit of the Chloe Morello lip icing. It looks like this is in the shade Cake. I've heard great things about these, but I've never tried them, and I'm a little bit nervous because it does look super metallic in the tube. But let's just go dive in. Ooh. Oh, that's really interesting. It almost feels more like a lip oil or like a lip balm. It's like not sticky at all. Oh, and that smells really familiar. It smells like lemon cake or something, or like a lemon poppy seed muffin. Ooh, I actually really like this. I was really nervous, but that's actually so pretty. It is definitely like a glitter though. Like there's little flecks of like gold and kind of like a fuchsia pink glitter. Doesn't feel gritty though, even though there is like a good dose of glitter in it. I think I'm actually gonna take off this lip, put on a more opaque lipstick, and then just add a little bit of this to the center. There we go. I changed up the lip, and I feel like this lip is a lot more me. I did my Bite 20 lip pencil, Clinique Nude Pop lipstick, and then once again that lip icing just in the center of my lips, and I am loving this. I've heard a couple other people rave about the Pixi lip icings recently, and now I totally see why. I'm definitely going to check out the other shades that they have available. It's just so comfortable and hydrating on the lips. Like, it's not what I was expecting at all, looking at how like metallic and frosted it is in the tube. But yeah, I tried out a little bit of everything from all of the new Pixi Pretties collaborations. I zoomed you guys out before I wrap up this video because I wanted you guys to actually be able to see my cute little headband, but I really love this finished look. I am so impressed with all of the products in this collaboration. I think all of these girls and Pixi did a fantastic job on these products. Like, I would not guess that these products were drugstore. The quality is really great. Like, the pigmentation and the blendability and everything on these products is just fantastic. The only thing, once again, that I don't love is the lip palette, but once again, I'm just not really a lip palette person. I don't think it's a bad product. I think if you do like lip palettes, then you should check it out. You guys should definitely check out these collabs. Once again, all of the products will be linked down below, but I think that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Go follow me on social media. I'm at SariReanna on Twitter and Instagram, and hit that subscribe button down below if you're new to my channel, but I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys!